So that's how you feel. I didn't realize. In that case, let's fight barehanded.
What's up, y'all? It's everybody's favorite Unk, and today we got some Demon Slayer shit.
What the hell you saying? You got a problem with my face or something?
That's right, we got some Demon Slayer shit. First time I'm reviewing something Demon Slayer on the channel, and it was long overdue. Now, I will say right off the jump, before we get into the review, I have not finished the first season of Demon Slayer yet. I actually started watching it, I want to say about 2 years ago, and then I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen at around episode 12 or 13 of the first season of Demon Slayer. So I believe I was like right after that time where they were in the forest with all the spider people. I don't remember. It's been a minute since I watched Demon Slayer, but I did enjoy what I watched of it. People are gonna hate me for this one just off bat, but I was watching the English dub version and not the Japanese version, and I think that's where I made a mistake because I could not stand Tanjiro's voice actor in the American version.
Nezuko, it's you. You're awake. Nezuko.
And I haven't revisited since, but regardless, I do need to go back and finish it. But that's neither here nor there. Today we're going to take a look at the Bandai High Definition Ultimate Legends Inosuke Hashibira. Now, this line looks really similar to that Dragon Ball Evolve line, and I believe Naruto has a line like this as well. And I don't normally collect 1/16 scale figures or that 5-inch, whatever you want to call it, scale. But, you know, I've been looking for a good Demon Slayer line to hop into. The McFarlane figures, I just can't do it with the articulation on some of that stuff. And I never cared too much for model kits. I don't like Demon Slayer enough to hop in on a model kit. So I saw these in Target today and I said, you know what, $16.99, I'm gonna do it. And speaking of which, before we get to our customary question that I ask in every video, we're gonna go over the MSRP on this guy. Like I said, I got mine at Target for $16.99. I feel like they're pretty readily available at most places for $16.99. Now, to the question that I always ask you guys, and keeping it simple as usual, who is your favorite character from Demon Slayer? For me, it is easily Inosuke. Like I said, I haven't finished the first season yet, but the little pig mask is just badass, and then when he takes it off, he has that long hair. And as a man with long hair, I can appreciate good hair, you know what I'm saying? So Inosuke is definitely my favorite character. The character design is definitely what drew me to him, and also how he's kind of a loose cannon, hothead character. Love those characters in my anime. But leave that in the comments below. What is your favorite character from Demon Slayer? So we're gonna try this one out and see if it's worth the buy at $16.99. But enough about the price, enough about Demon Slayer as a show. Let's take a look at the box art and crack this guy open. So if you look at the box, you got that Demon Slayer logo on the front. You've got a window package where you can see the character as well. This is Ultimate Legends on there. You got the kanji for his name and the cool little art on the side. And if you look on the back, you've got an actual render of the figure and all the legalese and all that good stuff. And then looking on the side, you've got the kanji saying, I guess his name, I can't read Japanese, and the Demon Slayer logo and another picture of him. But let's get this guy out of the box and take a closer look at him. You feel me? Now, before I get into the aesthetic on this guy out the box, opening this thing is pretty damn cool because you get like a nice little backdrop that has a picture of him dual wielding his katanas, jumping up in the air about to attack somebody. And it looks mad dope. Like, honestly, if you're an inbox collector, this is cool because you can kind of like open this up and display it on your shelf like this along with the other figures from this series. I love it, man. So that's awesome. It almost made me not want to open it up, but you know me, I like to let him breathe. All right, man, fresh out of the box, this dude is looking pretty cool. I will say the one thing I noticed off bat is that for a $16.99 figure, the sculpt is awesome on this thing. I love it. The head sculpt looks really, really cool. It's painted very well. You've got a little shading on the ears on top. And for the $16.99 price point, this thing looks good, man. I'm not too concerned about it not having too much shading because of that price point. Excuse my light at the beginning of this review. I had to dim it down later in the review because it was getting real washed out, but excuse the lighting in some of these shots. But yeah, man, like, I think if you throw a little wash on this dude, he's gonna look great. There's not a whole lot of paint other than his little waist piece and his head sculpt, but you don't really need too much on this guy. Like the boots are painted, or the boots, or whatever you want to call them, the fur on the boots are painted really well. The toes are painted really, really well for a more of a budget figure. Yeah, man, like honestly, for 17 bucks, I'm not mad at all at the paint apps on this guy. He looks really, really good. And like I said, throw a little wash on that waist piece, throw a little wash on the back of the head, maybe do a little dry brushing in the middle part of his body and stuff like that. You got yourself a little craft project for 17 bucks. I don't think it looks bad at all. Now hopping into the accessories on this guy, and I'm gonna say off bat, man, this thing is $16.99. I just reviewed that Spider-Punk from the Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 wave from Marvel Legends, and it was $25, which is almost $10 more, and it only came with one hand and a guitar. This guy comes with 2 katanas, and he comes with 2 fisted hands. And I'll tell you right now, the fisted hands are pretty standard, but the katanas look pretty swell, man. They're painted really nicely. They've got the little like jagged edge, like his signature katanas have as well. And the wraps on the katanas are painted as well, man. Like I said, no wash, no shading, but for $16.99, you can't be that mad at it, man. It looks really, really good. So you get a cool spread of accessories for a $17 figure. I'm happy with that. Now, if you're new to the channel, I will say what I always say, and when we go over articulation on this channel, I do not go over every single point of articulation. I am not a scientist. I do not design action figures, god damn it, but I'm gonna put this thing in some poses, and we're gonna see what he can do. And I will tell you, man, off bat, the thing that kind of attracted me to this figure was the fact that it did have butterfly joints. So for 17 bucks, you're getting butterfly joints, you're getting pretty good range. The butterfly joints aren't bad on this thing, they're okay. You know, with it being a $17 figure, the peg that the arms peg into is a little shallow and it tends to pop off, so be careful with that. But you do get good range out the butterfly joints. He can hug himself. The ab crunch does pretty well. He can lean side to side. He can't lean forward or back too far, but it works well enough. The thing that's disappointing about the articulation for me is you get single jointed elbows, which, I mean, that doesn't really hinder too many poses. He works just fine with single jointed elbows. I'm not too mad at it, especially at the price point. The legs is the most disappointing thing to me, though. The legs are very limited, and I think that has a lot to do with that skirt piece. You can get him into some kicks, but high kicks are pretty much non-existent. He got a single jointed knee. You know, you got a thigh swivel, you know, bicep swivel, all that good stuff. The ankle does have a nice pivot and rocker, and it goes back and forth well enough. It hinges up and down pretty good. But you know, you kind of know what you're gonna get when you get one of these $17 budget figures. And for the price point, like I said, I am not too disappointed with that. It is just fine in the articulation department. The head is a bit limited, but you can get some attitude with it. The attitude is really awesome for, you know, those dynamic poses. It can't go back and forth, obviously, because of that big hog, you know, head sculpt that he has, that mask that he has on. So I'm not too disappointed when it comes to articulation, man. I mean, for a $17 figure, it's fine. Like I said, I don't collect 1/16 scale. I've been thinking about hopping in on the Dragon Ball Evolve line because I'm a big enough Dragon Ball fan that I'm down to collect anything Dragon Ball Z related. But you know, this line actually is not bad, and I think I will go back and get that Tanjiro. Now, this is a little weird because I don't collect this scale like I've said multiple times in this review, but I'm going to give you guys a quick size comparison just to a couple other anime superstars. So right here we have him next to the SH Figuarts Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. We have him against Fushiguro from Jujutsu Kaisen, and we also have him against one of the greatest Uchihas of all time, if not the greatest Uchiha of all time, Sasuke. And I think, man, you know, he's a 5-inch figure, so he's going to be shorter, but he does scale okay to these guys. And you know, I think that in Demon Slayer they're supposed to be kids, so I guess you can kind of fudge it, but I wouldn't do all that. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick comparison, this is how he looks against some of the other lines that you guys probably collect if you're going to get this guy. All right, now final thoughts on Inosuke here, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, for the $17 price point, go ahead and do it. You know, it's definitely worth every penny. There's a few things that I wish would have been a little bit better, but you can't complain too much for the price point. I do wish that maybe we could have got an unmasked head sculpt. That would have been cool, but I feel like that would have been more around the $20 to $25 price range if we were gonna get an unmasked head sculpt. Customize, just holla at me. I'd love to have an unmasked Inosuke head sculpt for this line. I think that the spread of accessories you get is fair enough, though. I do have a couple issues with the articulation. Like the way the legs are engineered are kind of weird. I'm not the biggest fan, but you do get those butterfly joints, so it's kind of a give and take, you know. You get certain things to take away certain things at this price point. The paint apps are done well enough. Like I said, for the price point, it's fine, but some of the way that the joints are pegged in is a little cheap. Those arms tend to pop off, and over time that's not going to age too well. At the end of the day, when you're buying something at this price point for $16.99, it's more of a kid's toy than a collectible. So from a collector's standpoint, if you collect in box, this is awesome. If you collect out of box like me, it's not bad either, but definitely something I would encourage you to keep in the box because the packaging is really cool. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a number grade, and like I said, I'm going to say it again, for the price point, $16.99, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a solid 7 out of 10. I think he is well worth your $16.99. And look, man, I'm going to go back and get the Tanjiro and take a look at that one. Maybe I'll review him on the channel, and I forget their other friend's name. Demon Slayer fans are going to kill me. The guy who cries all the time with the orange and yellow gi. It's been 2 years since I started watching it, guys, so give me a break. But anyway, if you have this guy, what do you think? If you don't have this guy, are you going to pick him up? Leave all those comments below. Let me know. And even if you want to leave a comment below, tell me how much you hate me, how much you love me, how sexy you think I am, how ugly you think I am, whatever you want to do. Do what I always tell you to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, throw on that notification bell so you never miss a goddamn video. And until next time, peace.